presentation today. We are giving a presentation on birding as families. So we hope you enjoy your time with us this hour. Before we begin, how many of you have been to the Bird Festival before? Raise your hand. A lot of first timers. This is our first time being here. We're really excited. It's been a fun last few days. And we want to share our passion we have for birds, in particular Ivan has for birds, with everybody here. And so I'll have Ivan introduce us.
I'm Ivan, and this is my dad, Tom.
And just to give you a little bit of a background, about 3 years ago when he was 5, we were looking for something fun to do as a family. And we live in St. George, and we heard about this bird festival. We thought it'd be fun to get out there and go on one of the field trips. And as we went on the field trip, the field guide did such an excellent job helping us recognize the different birds we were seeing and some interesting facts about each one. And Ivan became very fascinated about this world of birds, and he wanted to learn more. And he'd go to the library and get all these books on birds, and he would study them for hours and hours. And so we started to look for resources to help him learn more. And we heard about the Red Cliffs Audubon Society in St. George, and he's currently the youngest member of the Red Cliffs Audubon Society. Goes to their monthly meetings and field trips, and this last semester he just completed a course at Dixie State College in ornithology. In fact, he was one of the top students there, and he beat his dad. Woo! So, he knows some bird stuff. I hope our goal of our presentation today is to, one, share with you some fun things you can do together as a family with birding. Number 2, help enhance your understanding of some of the local birds in the area. We're going to talk about 16 different birds around here. And number 3, we want to encourage you to share your birding observations with the Cornell Lab of Ornithology. And so they've provided us with some materials for you to help us in some research they're doing. And so we'll talk about some things you can do to help them in New York. Okay? All right, I'm going to turn the time over to Ivan, and he's going to share a little bit about birding. Come up here, bud.
Have you ever been outside and heard a bird? Birds are fascinating animals. Did you know that there's more than 10,000 different species of birds in the world, and about 450 different species just in Utah? Some are as small as 2 grams, like the hummingbird, and others weigh as much as 10,000 grams, like the ostrich. Some birds can fly speeds of over 200 miles per hour, like the peregrine falcon. And then there are birds which can't even fly at all, like the pendulum. The greater roadrunner can run up to 18 miles per hour, and yet the Greek legs are positioned so far back into his body and has low feet, making it hard for him to run, but a very good swimmer. The Arctic terminal migrates over 15,000 miles twice a year. That's like flying from the North to the South Pole. And then there are birds that are non-migrants here in Utah. There's so much variety when it comes to birds. Birds are the most diverse animals in the animal kingdom. There's so much variety when it but they all have one thing in common: feathers. Feathers aren't only used for flight, they are also used for courtship. You can notice that the males are typically more powerful than the females to attract the females. The females are more dull and quickly to blend into surroundings and protect them from predators. Feathers also act as insulation to keep the bird warm when it is cold. The more you learn about birds, the funner it is to watch them.
Right. Thank you, Ivan. In preparing our presentation, he thought up some really fun bird jokes. And so to keep things lively, he'd like to share some of his bird jokes with you. And hopefully you find them as funny as he and his friends do. Hey, can you tell us some of your jokes, Ivan?
Why do birds fly south in winter?
I don't know, maybe to seek a warmer climate or more food?
No, because it's too far to walk.
Okay. You have another one?
Yeah. Where does a peacock go when it loses its tail?
I don't know, where?
A retail store.
Okay, one more, and then we'll continue with our presentation. Seagulls.
Why do seagulls abide the sea?
I don't know, maybe because they like to eat fish?
No, because if they live by the bay, they would be called bagels.
Okay, thanks, Ivan. Okay, we want to share with you some fun things you can do together as a family. Ivan, what's something you would recommend to help people get started in birding?
You can take your family on a nature walk at a place where there's lots of birds. You can bring a field guide and a pair of binoculars that will help you identify the birds you see.
So when looking for a good pair of binoculars, what should you look for, Ivan?
When looking at binoculars, there's two numbers. The first number says the magnification or how close the objects appear. The second number shows the width of the winds. The bigger the width of the winds, the more sunlight comes in. And the more sunlight comes in, the clearer your picture will become.
Okay, thank you. And when looking for a field guide, what are some things you'd recommend or do you like when looking for a good field guide?
Looking at field guides, I like the Simply Guide because it shows very detailed drawings and make it easier to identify the birds. I also like the Peterson Guide because it shows photos instead of drawings. And Smithsonian Field Guide shows photos and has a CD of bird songs. So by this way you can not only learn how to identify birds by sight, you can also learn to identify them by sound.
Okay, thank you, Ivan. When you go on your field trip, you may also want to bring a little notebook so you can write down the different birds you see. And then down the road, if you happen to go to the same place, it'd be fun to see if they have those same birds there, or maybe there'll be new birds that are migrating through and you can add to your little list. One thing Ivan likes to do is go to utahbirds.org, and there you can find a checklist of all the different species of birds in Utah. So instead of having to write down all the names of the birds, you can just check them off when you find it. And so if you go to utahbirds.org, you can find a little checklist like this. And so today on our field trip, we went out to Farmington Bay with Greg. And how many different species of birds did you see out there?
And we saw 73 species of birds.
Okay. So this really helps you keep track of what you've seen. And some people like to do a day list. You know, how many birds you see in one day, or maybe a big year like Greg did. Or you can do a life list. And over many years, you can keep track of all the different birds you've seen. Okay. Another great resource for families is festivals like this. You can come out and be among people who share similar interests, and you can go on field trips with those people who have a little more experience, and they can share their insights and perspectives on the different birds you see. Tracy Aviary and Hobo Zoo are also great resources of places where there's a wide variety of birds and professionals that can teach you a little more about what you see. Ivan, what else could you do to make birding fun?
You can make a birdhouse or a bird feeder and watch the birds just come and go in your backyard.
Great, thank you. And one other thing you can do is join a community birding group. You can, he's a member of the Red Cliffs Audubon Society in St. George, but there's other birding clubs closer by. There's the Wasatch Audubon Group, there's Greater Salt Lake Audubon Society, and if you go online and Google their names, you can find their website with information on when they have their monthly meetings, when they go on their monthly field trips. So it makes it a lot funner when you have people who have a little more experience and kind of guide you along as you're learning about birds. One website I really like is the Cornell Lab of Ornithology's website. And there they have a list of variety of activities that you could do with your family. In fact, they have some live nest counts. Recently they've had a nest count on a nest of great blue herons. And this great blue heron laid 5 little eggs. And we've been able to track the progress of the eggs. We got to see the little chicks pip their way out of the egg. and watch little nestlings come out, and then watch the new parents take care of their new little family. It's been really exciting to see that, and you can do that at home. Just get online and you can watch them live stream this nest count. Okay, Ivan, I think we have time for a few more of your jokes.
What bird is always out of breath?
I don't know, what?
A puffin! Why do hummingbirds hum?
I don't know, why?
Because they forgot the word! What do you call birds that are on their knees all day?
I don't know, what?
Birds of prey!
Okay, one more joke and then we're going to move on.
Two vultures are in the desert, eating a dead clown. One vulture asks the second vulture, "Does this taste funny to you?"
Okay. We'd like to distribute some packets to all the families here. These families here. This is from the Cornell Lab of Ornithology. If I get somebody to help me distribute these. Open on this side, and then Nell, do you mind passing this side? And if you can open up your packet, you'll find a little welcome letter that's going to tell you about the special program they're doing. I'm going to read a little bit from that program. Okay, see if you can find this page here, the welcome letter. The Cornell Lab of Ornithology is delighted that you'll be celebrating urban birds with us. Birding is like hunting for treasure, and you may be surprised to learn how many different kinds of birds live in your city. Please take this exciting opportunity to join us and others across the continent in improving our understanding of how birds use urban green spaces. You can make a difference. Just spend 10 minutes watching birds, check off the 16 target species you see, and then use the enclosed form and send the information by internet or by mail to the Cornell Lab of Ornithology. Okay, enclosed in the packet is a beautiful celebration poster designed by Katie Yamasaki, featuring city birds and lots of practical information about how to track birds and to a bird-friendly green space in your neighborhood. With the dwarf sunflower seeds, you can grow your own natural bird feeders in pots and gardens. We've also included a silhouette poster with cool facts about urban birds. And we hope you'll return the enclosed data form So it looks like this here. Filled out with information from your 10-minute bird watch. Whether you saw many birds or none, the 0 means a lot sticker should be a sticker inside your packet there. You see the sticker she has there? This will remind you to send in your data even when you see none of the target species, because it's just as important to know where the birds are seen as where they are not seen. If everyone sends in their data, this could be the largest urban bird monitoring effort ever. Okay? Great. So if you turn over that page, there's a list of 16 different birds. You can use this as your field guide when you go outside for 10 minutes to observe. And today we're going to talk about these 10 different birds. We're going to tell you some interesting facts about them, so when you go out there, make you a little more interested to want to look for these birds. Okay.
falcon is the fastest bird in the world. It can fly up to 200 miles per hour. The word peregrine means traveler or wanderer. Peregrine falcon migrates over 15,500 miles every year. Peregrine falcon is one of the longest migrating birds in all of North America. The American crow is one of the smartest birds in the world. The American crow likes to eat hard nuts, which it can't always open by itself. So it goes onto an intersection light post, it drops the nut, waits for hard to run over it, then waits for its stoplight to turn red. Then it goes down and eats the insides of the nut and then flies back up.
Ivan, how can you tell the difference between a raven and American crow?
The American crow has a broad-shaped tail, while the common raven has a rectangular shaped tail. Diamond-shaped tail.
So which one is bigger?
The common raven is bigger than the American crow.
Great, thanks. And this is the sound. Let's see if you guys put it by your microphone. Maybe I'll have you hold that. Okay, is this one mine?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the European starling. Do we have the sound of this bird, Ivan? That's an interesting bird. You can tell by the name, didn't originate here in the United States. Around 1890 to 1892, there was a group of people that wanted to introduce the 100 different species of birds that Shakespeare spoke of in his different plays in North America. And so they went to New York City to Central Park and they released 100 of these birds. And today there are over 200 million different European starlings in North America. In fact, recently they changed the name from European starling to common starling because they're so common. A long bird.
False alarm.
The American robin is one of the first birds you'll see at the end of winter time. You see, early spring you'll find them on your lawn searching for worms. Unfortunately, these birds don't have a real high survival rate. If you look at your interesting facts on the back of your silhouette page, it has some interesting facts here. On average, only 40% of American robins nest successfully produce young. Only 25% of those young survive to November. Only about half of the robins alive in any year will make it to the next. A lucky robin can live up to 14 years old. And then this is just a juvenile robin here, and then probably not the best place to build a nest, but it looks like they built their nest right on a higher front. So.
Won't they build about 4 nests a season?
Good question. I don't know. Do you know, Greg? Do they build multiple nests throughout the season?
Yes. Sometimes actually they usually build it right on top of the original nest.
Really?
They only have no more room.
Ah, interesting.
This is what you call a retrace.
Okay. This is one of the more common waterfowl you'll see. This is a mallard duck. You can tell the difference between a male and a female by the coloring. The males are typically more colorful to attract the females, and the females, they call hens, are a little more dull, and so that way they can blend in with their natural habitat, keep them safe from predators. It's interesting with a female duck, when she goes to nest, she'll sit down, and then with her bill, whatever she can scoop in, she'll create her nest, and then she takes the primary role of incubating her eggs. In fact, she's also the one that takes the responsibility to nurture her young and help them as they grow up.
gets its charge from pigments in the food it eats. So the more pigments in the food, the redder the male becomes. Females are more attracted to the redder males. So the males have to try to get the reddest, be really red.
And this is a female house Spanish. You can see the difference between the two here. Ivan, do you want to do this one?
No one's going to remember.
Me too. Can you guys hear that? Maybe do it one more time. Not too close to the microphone. A beginning birder might mistaken that for a beginning birder might accidentally mistaken that for a sound of an owl, but that's a mourning dove call. And these birds are very common. They say there are over 350 million mourning doves in the United States, and these are actually one of the most hunted birds. Over 20 million of them are hunted every year. They continue to thrive. We seem to see them everywhere.
The rock pigeon is in the same family as the homing pigeon. In fact, you can take a rock pigeon over 100 miles away from its home and it will still find its way back to its home. Pretty amazing.
Okay, this is a male house sparrow. Oh, I think we have the sound. These are one of the more common songbirds you'll find here. And usually you can distinguish it because they have like a dark black patch right through here. In fact, the darker, bigger the black patch, the more dominant that male is. And females kind of look for that. They're really attracted to that. But these birds are kind of interesting birds. Sometimes they'll take over active nesting sites and build their own little nest right on that nesting site there. But yeah, that one. And here's a female house sparrow.
Other birds do not like skirt. It is a parasitic bird. The female brown-headed cowbird will lay her eggs in other birds' nests. The baby brown-headed cowbird grows up faster than the others and hatches faster than the others. Baby brown-headed cowbird pushes out the eggs of the other bird, or sometimes even live chicks the other bird. Not very neighborly.
Here's the male brown-headed cowbird.
Barn swallow. When the baby barn swallows hatch from their eggs, a pair of barn swallows has to get insects, put them in their mouth, put them in their throat to the ball, bring them to the babies. Sometimes a pair of barn swallows can bring over 400 different meals just as baby in one day.
That's a lot of males. I don't know about you, but as a parent, just planning 3 meals for my kids in one day can be a big chore. Imagine that little barn swallow, how dedicated she has as a parent to take care of those little babies 400 times in one day. Okay, Ivan.
Killdeer typically makes its nest on the ground. When a predator is near, the male killdeer will pretend has a broken wing and lead the predator away. When they're both away from the nest, the male will quickly fly back to the nest to finish incubating the eggs.
This is a Baltimore Oriole. And you'll find these typically a little more in the eastern United States, but you can tell it from the black and the orange. And these birds can be attracted to feeders with sugar water. Also, if you get an orange and cut it in half, you can put it on a branch. And they love to come and eat from the oranges. This is a female. And then this is the bull ox oriole. And these ones tend to be a little more common in the western United States. Here's the female. Now these birds are interesting. They help them put together their nest. If you leave some yarn out in the open area, especially red yarn, they'll take that yarn and add it to their nest, put it together. So, really fun bird. Okay. This is the black-crowned night heron, and this bird is nocturnal, but it's a bird that you can find in the marsh areas, and they typically build their nests up into trees. And just the opposite of the cowbird, these birds are very neighborly. They actually help take care of other young birds of their species, and they're actually really good fishermen. And they catch the bird and then they throw it up and they can swallow the fish. But yeah, this is the black-crowned night heron. Do you want to do this one, Ivan? You want me to do this one? Okay. Okay, this is the cedar waxwing. And one of the ways you can tell it's a cedar waxwing is by the tip of its tail feathers. It almost looks like it dipped its tail feathers in yellow paint. There also, you can tell it by the little mask. Doesn't it look like a mask that a superhero or a robber would wear? So these birds love berries. And you can find them in juniper trees, hawthorn, winterberry. But they're very social birds, and if you have a tree that has little berries, hopefully that can attract some of these type of birds. Yes, we have them down in St. George.
We have one.
Okay. All right, I think it's time to test your birding skills. We're going to break up into two teams, Team A and Team B. You guys ready? We want to prepare you for your birding observation to help Cornell. We want to make sure you know these birds. So, let's see. I brought out a little ringer. If you get it right, we'll ring the bell. So, Ivan, do you want to do that? I'll do that.
You're also going to use sound.
Okay, so we'll try to show the bird without you seeing the name. So try not to cheat with your little field guide. Turn that over. See how you guys do, okay? All right, I want you to be in the front. We're going to pick a team. Okay, pick a team.
Team 2.
Okay, what do you guys think that is? Are they right?
Correct.
Okay, ring the bell. Nice job, guys. Peregrine falcon. Okay,
Team 1.
what do you guys think that is? Is he right? You got it. Nice. Okay. We don't need to do the sound if they get it right, Ivan. Okay, you want
Team 1. What do you think this bird is?
what do you guys think it is? Are they right, Ivan? European starling.
Team 1. You know this
Anybody
bird
want to
is?
help him? These guys.
It's a American robin.
All right. You got it. Okay.
What is this? Challenge bird.
Well, we'll just go to the next one. American robin. Okay. There's two more here. Anybody besides these guys? They know their birds.
What bird do you think this is?
Mallard. Good job. You got it. Okay.
Team 1. Do you know this bird? No, Brian.
It's a male house dove.
Right.
Is it a mourning dove?
Correct.
Good job. Let's ring the bell again. Good job.
Team 1, who knows what this bird is?
You guys are doing awesome.
What bird is this, Team 1? House sparrow.
You got it. Good job. Okay, tricky one.
And this one, and this.
What do you think that one is? Ivy, did you hear him? Female house sparrow. Nice work. You know your birds.
Oh, what is this, Team 1? Besides you two. You?
You got it. Good job.
Team 1. What is this?
Did you hear that? Good job.
Oh, what is this, Team 2?
Good job. Yeah, you're getting carried away with that bell over there.
What is this, Team 2?
Well, hang on, Ivan. I think she has a question.
What?
Catch the insects in the air.
Yes. Yes, they do.
Do they eat them while they fly too?
Yes.
They do? Okay.
Team 1, what bird is this?
You got some people over here, Ivan. Oh, let them give the answer first.
My bird said it.
Oh.
What bird is this, Team 1? Do you want me? Both or order.
Okay.
What bird is this, Team 1? Black and white.
Good job, Ryan.
What bird is this, Team 1?
Anybody else?
Bullock, sort of male.
Okay, Ivan.
That's a bell.
Do you remember this one?
1. Bullock, sort of male.
Good job.
What is this, Team 1? 2?
Do you want to? Black crown night hare, he said. Okay. Okay.
What is this, Team 1?
Cedar waxwing? Great. Good job, you guys. You guys did awesome. We want to thank you all for participating in our presentation today. In your packet, you'll find a certificate from Cornell Lab of Ornithology. They want to thank you in helping them in their efforts, their research efforts, and the things they're doing for conservation. Please remember, go out for 10 minutes. Look for those birds on your little field guide we gave you. And then document what you saw, and then you can submit it by mail or online, and please help them with the research. Before we end, Ivan has 3 more jokes he wanted to share with you guys. Okay?
A mama bird, a baby bird, and a daddy bird are getting ready to migrate. The daddy bird said, my instincts tell me to go north. The mama bird said, my instincts tell me to go south. The baby bird said, my instincts too, but it doesn't tell me where to go.
See if you can find a cleaner joke, Ivan.
What bird does construction work?
What bird does construction work?
A crane.
Okay, one more joke here.
Did you hear the story about the peacock?
No, what's the story about the peacock?
No, but I heard it's a beautiful tale. Okay. Thank you guys for coming. We enjoyed being married at the hospital.
Any questions?
We got a little bird that comes to our finger and it looks like a fish but has a blue
Susie Bunty. Susie Bunty.
No, just put on there it says AM or PM, put the date and where you work.
Great, give me 5.
Do they want to back by
Right.
No, as soon as you can. They've been doing this for the past year.
I